a really small supplier who never had any experience and has not been exposed to being requested a product carbon footprint. This is how such an entity, an organization can get started. So first, ask what kind of standard is requested. We are often discussing now in our automotive context that it's requested according to Catena-X, but there's much more out there, and you can be a small supplier and you deliver to automotive industry, but you may also deliver to other industries, and they would request a life cycle assessment according to ISO 14044 and even say, but first a product carbon footprint is fine. And then, so the first thing is always to check, okay, what is the standard I need to comply to? Because in the end, you want to be able to say, I have been complying to that. So first find out what is the ask really of the requester. And so the first thing is know which standard. And the second thing is, do they have some additional guidance provided? Do they have additional information? Do they say, okay, we want a specific interpretation of a standard, certain industry standard, certain product category rule? And then it becomes really expert to interpret that. And if you are in that stage, you may not be able, if you don't have the expertise internally, to fully do it yourself. But often you are coming into that situation that you get your request, and you get your request with a recommendation on how to address it, which data format should be addressed, which ecosystem should be addressed, like the Catena-X ecosystem, also which specific standard. If all this information is given and there are recommendations, then the question on how to approach it is already a different one. You don't need to dig deep and go from the scratch. You can evaluate the recommendation. You can say, okay, they have now recommended to go to a certain onboarding service provider in the space of Catena-X. If I want to share data with my customer, I need to technically be enabled to do that. So I need to become part of that ecosystem. And that means I need a business partner number that I can get, for example, from Cofinity-X, which is the operation company partnering with Catena-X. And then I need to have my own infrastructure ready to communicate with that. And that means I need an EDC connector. And this is basically the interface that connects my data securely, following all data sovereignty standards, with the rest of the world. No, with the rest of my customers' world. So with the Catena-X ecosystem. And there are also service provider helping with that. To set that up, they're then bringing the EDC connector to you. And then your question is, okay, I know I'm now ready that I'm in principle able to share data. And then the question is, okay, now I need to also calculate data because I've not yet calculated anything. And in this context, one recommendation could be go to the iPoint product sustainability core solution and take the video, which guides you through the process of setting up your bill of material for your product that you are requested a PCF for, and you're entering also on a very easy way, parameter-based, your electricity consumption that is related to the production of your product, the transport distances if you are delivering the product to your customer, and also maybe transport distances from where you are sourcing things. Information from where you are sourcing from country-wise is also helpful. And you can connect your bill of material with predefined and pre-mapped secondary data sources, which are in line with the requirements of Catena-X. And then you get your product carbon footprint and can connect via the product sustainability solution of iPoint with the Catena-X ecosystem through a PCF sharing application. That is then different application. And there are also many different options.